At least 100,000 years ago, perhaps the most significant event in all of human history began. We left our African home and we ventured forth into the great unknown. For what reason we'll almost never know. For food, for wood, for better weather with less environmental pressure, for curiosity, for safety, for a new place to call home. Our hunter-gatherer way of life undoubtedly meant more than just strange-looking knives, big mallet hammers, and extreme capsule wardrobes.
In our small and close-knit hunting communities, we spread like wildfire. Along the way, generations of humans came and went, some of which were preserved in the very soil we traverse today. From the skulls, the fingers, and even the tiny teeth of our ancient ancestors, we can extract the material that makes every living thing on Earth possible: DNA.
And though this research is not without its ethical concerns, the boom in ancient genomes has undoubtedly revolutionised the way we think about humanity's biggest questions.
Without wings or gills, we covered the globe like the grass of a pitch covers a football. Out of Africa, we spread into Eurasia, where some of us went east and others went west. As our genetic ancestry spread, so too did our culture. Everything from agriculture to cattle farming to pottery styles to man's best friend to language, the list goes on. And our own human communities weren't the only ones mixing. Neanderthals, who had been in Eurasia long before we ever arrived, shared their own culture and innovations with us. This ancient Neanderthal and human interbreeding is now contained.
If you're watching this as someone who is pale skinned and gets freckles in the sun, then chances are you have your Neanderthal ancestors to thank for that. Migration is not a new cultural phenomenon. Migration is part of what makes us human. Neil Armstrong might have been the first to say, "One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." But our ancient ancestors were undoubtedly the first to act on that profound sentiment. With the growing anti-immigration attitude festering in our modern societies, it's hard not to wonder if the future of migration will look bleaker than it is today. We created these complex civilizations and societies, for better or for worse, with all their progression and oppression, but we have to ask ourselves, would any of this have occurred without migration? If we had not left Africa all those many years ago, what would humanity have looked like? We're all immigrants in one way or another, and this begs the question, if migration is in our nature, then is anti-immigration actually anti-human?